On previous video, we talked about cloud computing and what is Azure. In today's short video, we're going to talk about 3 different models that these cloud providers have to offer. After that, we take a look at how to create an account with Microsoft Azure to get started. In order to understand the 3 models of cloud computing that the most providers have to offer, I'm going to start with an example. Imagine you want to throw a party. What do you have to do? You would like to invite your friends, you would like to serve pizza, let's say, and you would like to have a conversation and have fun. So what are the steps? First, you need to go purchase groceries, purchase materials for making the food, in this example, pizza. Then you have to have some sort of infrastructure like a kitchen, oven, gas, refrigerator, and other stuff. Then you have to invite your friends, and then you can start the party. Have the conversation, games you would like to play, and so on. In this model, you're doing everything yourself. You have to arrange, you have to coordinate, you have to purchase, cook, and then serve. But what if you have too many friends and you have a lot of stuff to do? Let's imagine there's another company that is going to offer you some sort of service. They say, hey, you know what? Don't worry about the kitchen, don't worry about the oven, don't worry about the refrigerator. Just bring your own material, use our kitchen, our oven with the gas that we provide, do your cooking and enjoy your party. That's a great idea, right? You don't have to worry about the place that you can host your guests at the same time worrying about the kitchen. This is some sort of infrastructure as a service. So they're providing you the infrastructure as a service. You just pay a fee, you use the kitchen and the oven and the rest of the stuff. If you take it one step further, they might say, you know what? We can provide the kitchen. We even cook the food for you. We prepare the food, we use our own infrastructure, you just bring your guests and control the conversation. The rest is with us. That's awesome. So you're one step further. In this model, they are giving you a platform. They're giving you a place, they're giving you infrastructure, they're giving you gas, oven, everything that you need. You just need to coordinate with your friends, bring them, and control the conversation. If you go one step further, someone might say, you know what? We do provide a service that you don't need to do anything. You just give us the list of the names and the friends that you would like to invite. We take care of everything. You just come to the party and enjoy. Control the conversation, have fun, play the games, whatever you would like to do. In that model, they're giving you the party as a service. You are just going there, enjoying your time. With the cloud computing, it's the same thing. You can have the option to purchase your hardware, keep it in your data center, provide cooling, electricity, redundancy, backups, everything. And then after a few years, you have to go through the cycle again because the hardware will go out of support and then you eventually have to change them. On top of that, you have to worry about the operating system, you have to worry about patching it, you have to worry about everything. That's when you're doing everything on your premises. When you go to the cloud and you decide to use infrastructure as a service, the cloud providers can give you the infrastructure. That includes the server as a virtual machine, the electricity, power, cooling, and everything that comes with that. You don't need to worry about the hardware. You don't need to about changing the CPU, upgrading the RAM, anything. If the hardware is getting old, you don't care. As long as you're running that virtual machine, the provider, whether it's Amazon, Microsoft, or anyone else, will take care of that. That would be infrastructure as a service. Sometimes you take it a step further. You go platform as a service. In a platform as a service, they provide you the platform. You don't even need to deal with the operating system anymore. You don't need to deal with the OS upgrades. Everything is handled by the provider. Let's say you don't even want a server. You need something without a server. We call it serverless. They give you a tool with an interface which you can upload your code and then serve your website. There are so many serverless compute systems. We will learn about them all in this channel. This is a platform as a service. And last, if you want to take it one step further, they give you a software as a service. In this model, you don't have to do anything. Everything is provided by the vendor. One good example of a software as a service is your email. If you have a mailbox inside Google or if you have a mailbox at Hotmail, this is a service that you're receiving. You don't need to care about your Exchange server. You don't need to create a mail server. It's being handled by the provider. You only use the service. What you care is your data and what you need to do. Now that you have an overall understanding of these 3 models, let's take a look on how to create our first Microsoft Azure account and get started.
From your favorite browser,
go to azure.microsoft.com. This is the page where you can read about high levels of Microsoft Azure. From the page, click on Free Account, and on the next page, click Start Free. You then need to enter your Microsoft account and click Next. If you don't have a Microsoft account or need to learn how to create one, click the link on top of your screen to watch that video. On the next page, you only need to agree with the license agreement and click Sign Up. This is really it, no more complicated steps. And as you can see on the screen, depending on your country, you will receive a credit from Microsoft that you can use in your first month, usually $200 US. In my case, in Canada, I will receive $260 that I can use toward my Azure services. On the next two steps, Microsoft wants to check your identity. First, it will ask you to enter your phone number. You can decide to receive a text message or a phone call for verification. I prefer text messages. By selecting text, Microsoft will SMS a code to your phone that you need to enter in the box. On the next verification page, Microsoft will prompt you to enter your credit card information. This allows Microsoft to identify you and also have a payment method on system for future costs. At this moment, there would be no charges to your credit card. If you are a student, you can sign up for Azure without having a credit card. If you need to know how to register for Azure for students, click on the link on top of your screen to watch that video. After you entered your credit information, click Sign Up. Please note that the credit card you entered will be used for all future Azure costs, but if you like, you can change it in the portal later. We will cover that in future videos. On the next page, Microsoft used the time to ask you for feedback while you're waiting for the subscription to be set up. If you like, you can fill the survey or simply wait for the process to finish. Once your subscription is ready, click on Go to the Azure portal to log in. Congratulations! You now have an active Azure subscription. Now let's have a quick look around. On the first time logging in, Microsoft will take you to Quick Start page. This is a page that Microsoft has put together with links and shortcuts to different services. At first, Azure portal can be a little bit overwhelming, but bear with me and trust me that this will be demystified and you will feel very comfortable moving around. Let's have a quick look around and see what is where. As you can notice, this page has different sections. On the left, you see some icons that are links to some of the services offered by Azure. This is the favorite section. You can change the list of all these services to your liking. On the top, you have the search, where you can search for resources or the services that you need. On the top right of your screen, you can see the user that you are logged in with and the setting and notification icon. Also, there is a shortcut for opening PowerShell or Azure CLI and changing the Active Directory, which we will cover in more details in future videos. On the left, you can see the list of all services that are added to the favorite by default. These are some of the services that Azure offers. You can change and modify this list by removing and adding other services to the favorite section. If you click Home, it takes you to the home page of Azure Portal. This is the page where we usually start. If you close the browser and would like to go to homepage again, simply go to portal.azure.com and you will land on this page. Dashboard is just a view. You can add most used resources or services that you need to use more to the dashboard. You can even create and customize the dashboard based on your needs. To do that, simply go to the dashboard and click on Create. On the next page, you can decide if you would like to use one of the templates or build your own custom dashboard. If you select Custom, Azure allows you to select how many tiles and services would you like to see and add them to your dashboard. Simply click Add Tiles to add your favorite services to the dashboard and then click Save. One more important location that is beneficial to take a look at today is the Cost Management and Billing section. Although we will have a detailed video just for this section, it is a good idea to familiarize yourself with this page before starting to build any resources. This is the page where you can see everything related to the billing and the costs associated to your resources. Click on Cost Management to open the console. The vertical section in Azure are called blades. Now that Cost Management blade is opened, you can see different sections for that. For example, you can see an analysis of all costs occurring in your subscription by going to the cost analysis. Or you can set alerts or set budget limits for spending. If you like to create a resource, simply go to Main Page Blade and click Create Resources. You now see all the resources available. you can notice that the resources are divided in different categories. You can select your desired category or simply search the name of the resource you would like and start the creation process for that specific resource. All the resources in Azure can be controlled with Azure PowerShell, Azure Portal, or Azure CLI. We will learn how to install Azure PowerShell on your computer and connect to Azure through PowerShell. Alternatively, you can use PowerShell module in the browser portal. Simply select the shell icon on top of the browser to open the Azure Cloud Shell. If this is the first time running it, it will ask you which subscription, and it will prompt you to create a storage account to keep all the information related to that shell. As you might have noticed, there are a lot of subjects to talk about. We will cover all these small settings in future videos. If you'd like to learn more about Azure and all these services, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon. Also, YouTube mentions that your likes and comments will help the video and the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the next one.